Okay?
רגע, שרון.
Okay, good. So, dear guests, my name is Sharon Geva. I'm the daughter of Michael Lang, the granddaughter of Trude Lang, geborene Brandweiner. I'm the great-granddaughter of Heinrich and Martha Brandweiner, and the great-great-granddaughter of Ernestine Laufer. I was born 1973 in Jerusalem, and how lucky was I to have my grandmother Trude, Mama as we called her, living along with me until 2019, when she passed away at the age of 99 in her apartment in Tel Aviv, almost the same apartment she lived in since she left Austria in 1938. She was a huge part of my life, a huge part in all of our lives. My father, Michael Lang, Trude's son, was supposed to be here with us as well. However, he passed away only this January, and unfortunately he couldn't come. And we have Gabi and Vienna with here from Munich, where he lived. I'm accompanied here by my husband Amos Geva and by my father's sister, Miri Ini, and she's the daughter of Trude Lang, great-granddaughter of Martha and Heinrich Brandweiner, and the great-great-granddaughter of Ernestine Laufer. Miri is also called Martha. Trude named Miri after her beloved mother. We are all very excited to be here today, and thank you, dear friends, for coming from the family all over Austria and Germany, Israel, to be with us today, thinking of Trude Lang, who we all know very well. She's the connecting person of all of us and the reason we are here. Trude Lang, as we called her in the family, Mama, was a legend. She was living in Tel Aviv since 1938, the day she left Austria, leaving her youth behind and starting a new life in Israel. Favoriten 147 was the place of Trude's birth, childhood, youth, and her only home until 1938. She never spoke much of the Holocaust, and she never told us about the life before Israel. Maybe I should have asked more, but I didn't. It seems to me that in order to go on in life, one needs to look forward and not look back. Trude loved Austria, she loved Vienna, she loved Favoriten, and this love had betrayed her. There was always a lot of anti-Semitism around Trude, but as a child she did not bother or care, and she was still a beautiful, active, happy young woman, enjoying sports, swimming, youth movements, and theater. There was not a day that went by without my grandmother making the best of every moment of it. Austria for her was her homeland, Vaterland, and as she says in an interview from 2013, she did not immigrate to Israel or leave the beloved home. She was thrown out of it. Ich wurde emigriert. While Trude arrived safely in Tel Aviv, attending the Witzel School for Girls, Heinrich, her father, due to a certificate of work, was able to leave Vienna to England. He was fortunate to get a certificate for his wife Martha as well, for September 6 to leave this house, September 6, 1939. However, the war broke out a few days before, and Martha eventually did not make it. She went to Theresienstadt together with her mother Ernestine. Ernestine died in Theresienstadt, and Martha was sent to the gas chambers in Auschwitz on the last transport to Auschwitz. Fortunately, Trude began a new life in Israel. She married Hans Lang, and together they had 2 children. Nowadays, we're a big family in Israel with many grandchildren, great-grandchildren, and the family Lang and Brandweiner, soon a new great-grandchild to be born. Thanks to my grandmother's Trude's traditional Friday evening kiddush, which I'm sure that goes back to all of her family, Miri, my aunt, together with her husband David, continue the tradition in their home in Tel Aviv, where the family meets almost every Friday, lighting candles and eating the challah that the little girls of the family bake on their own. Every Friday we mention the good things that happen in the family, like birthdays and marriages, births, graduations, and whatnot. When I was a young adult, I already had a family of my own. Mama started to tell me about the letters, die Briefe. She was not sure where they were, But she said to me that one day she hopes I will find them. And I found a box in my attic in my home with the letters. When I opened the box, I found letters that Martha Brandweiner, my grandmother's mother, wrote to her from 1938 to 1939 when they suddenly stopped. These were love letters of a mother to her only child, her goldenes Kind, she called her. Martha and Heinrich Brandweiner sent Trude to her new life in August 1938, never knowing whether they would meet again. And from this minute, there was not a single day which Martha did not write a letter to Trude to Israel. Martha describes in the letters the daily horrors that she faces staying here behind, how friends and neighbors turn to be enemies, the hunger, the starvation, but mostly the longing to her child, the hope to unite again one day and that all this would be over. She gave her daughter some commandments to never give up and never forget the family. To me, I sort of feel like I know Martha. First, because I read the letters and I heard her voice in my head. Second, because I think Martha put so many seeds in my grandmother Trude that we still carry on in the family today. To sum up, I would like to read to you a few sentences that Martha Brandweiner wrote to Trude in her diary. These words symbolize to me the Bible of our family. The secret, simple words passed on from generation to generation. Sorry, it's in German for those who don't speak German. So this is the picture of the diary. I have it at home. And it says, it's okay? So she writes to her daughter, ich schreibe dir, meinem einzigen geliebten Kind, die gleichen Worte in diesem Buch, die mir mein geliebter Vater mit auf dem Lebensweg gab. Im Glück nicht jubeln, im Unglück nicht verzagen, das Unvermeidliche mit Würde tragen, das Leben lieben und den Tod nicht scheuen, das Gute schauen, am Schönen sich erfreuen, an Gott und eine bessere Zukunft glauben, heißt das Leben, heißt dem Tod sein bitteres Rauben. Gedenke stets deiner Mutter, Wien, 7. März 1937. Danke.